Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this Raid Shadow Legends video I want to talk about events, because Raid really throws a lot of events at you. There's always stuff to do, like right now for example the Skier Enhancement event, Dog's Path, Fire Knight, Dragon, Classic Arena, Champion Training. Events, they just keep coming. And it's really important to realize that you actually don't have to do them all. You can, and you probably should, pick and choose. First, thank you Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video and for giving me this wonderful promo link. If you need a new Raid account, look no further. Use my link down below in the description or through the QR code. Get a wonderful account that has Deacon Armstrong after the tutorial, then Uugo, Tagoar, Zargala coming to progress. A great way to start Raid. And then get into doing some of these events. So there are so many events, and it's really easy to get overwhelmed by all of those events, but just relax a little bit. It's a game, it's supposed to be fun. Choose, prioritize, and grab those ones that are going to be fun for you. So which events to pursue? You want to take a look at how good are the rewards from the event. Then you want to take a look at how much effort does it take to achieve those rewards, and is it even achievable for your account, because some events just require resources that you may not have. And if it's a tournament event, how popular is it? Tournament events have rewards for point thresholds and for placements. And for placements, it's never guaranteed that you're going to get a placement, because people can come in at the last second and overtake you. In many tournaments, it's possible to have saved resources and spend them in a matter of minutes to get thousands and thousands of points. But for some tournaments, there might be rewards up for grabs surprisingly cheaply, so let's take a look at this a little bit deeper. First of all, the top priority in general are meta events like fusions. They have great guaranteed rewards, a fusion event that can extend to like 2 weeks, but they're also a major effort, and they may require having resources available, and often do. Sacred shards, energy, silver. If you don't have those resources, you just won't be able to do the fusion, but if you have the resources, then it is great. Don't count on getting any tournament win fragments, by the way. Usually there are some bonuses available for good tournament finishes, but there might be people pursuing those who have ample resources and they just overtake you, so never expect to get those. Sometimes it's also possible that there's like an event and then you're a little bit uncertain, okay, I would need to win a tournament. But the tournament is so early in the event that you can just expend some resources already before. Nothing too expensive is before the tournament. And then you can see, okay, can I get this tournament win? And then commit further if you do, or stop major commitment if you don't. And in case of these fragment fusions, if you're open to spending some real money, then missing fragments are generally offered at around $2 each. So if you get close like 90 out of 100, 95 out of 100, that can be enough if you're willing to spend a little bit as well. So if you're pursuing a meta event like Fusion that has many sub-events, then of course you participate in those sub-events because of that. But then there's also a whole lot of events that are just not connected to anything else. But you can get a glimpse of the event rewards already from its list entry, where you see the list of events. They showcase some pictures of what the main rewards are, and that can already give you an idea of whether this event is going to be something that you should be interested in, because the usefulness of event rewards, it varies wildly. Some are just not useful for your current account progress, some are just generally fairly low value. And you also want to compare these rewards to the amount of effort it takes to complete the event. So if there's mediocre rewards, lots of effort, yeah, that's not going to be worth it. Good rewards, maybe you can put in a little bit more effort, but ideally you want rewards for something that you would want to do anyway, and then you can just time it to coincide with the event and get the rewards, do the activity, and just win-win. Just never count on winning a tournament if the main reward that you want comes from winning a tournament placement reward. Yeah, don't count on it. Let's make this a little bit more tangible with some examples. There's currently this champion training event going on, and this is activity that you will do anyway, because champion training is something that you will do anyway, always on your raid account. It's part of basic gameplay, so champion training events are really interesting. There's multiple fairly good rewards here, also just from the point thresholds, so that's great, because that means that you want to do champion training during this event, reach those point thresholds, grab those rewards. There's also some great rewards for placements, but champion training is always going to be popular. There's going to be people who get tons and tons and tons of points, multiple times what it needs to get to the final point threshold. So placement rewards, they are not easy to get. Then as I'm making this video, there's this Fire Knight tournament going on. Not necessarily part of a basic routine. You don't always farm Fire Knight. If there's enough of a reason, sure, you can go farm some Fire Knight. But in this case, the point rewards, they're not that great. I wouldn't really want to farm Fire Knight for those rewards. Placement rewards, they are somewhat better, but they are never guaranteed, so I actually chose to skip this one altogether. If I had noticed that a lot of people were skipping this and there would be very little activity, then I might try to sneak in some points and maybe grab a reward. But there was enough activity in this one that I just chose to not go to Fire Knight during this event at all. And I'm perfectly happy. Then there was this event recently, Spider Tournament with Lizardmen only. That's a really fun one. So these events with bit exotic requirements. Okay, well, if there's exotic requirements, do you happen to already have something that can fulfill them, or what does it take for you to be able to fulfill them? What are the rewards? In this case, the rewards were prism crystals for points. Really good, guaranteed prism crystals if you can do enough. So I had an account where I had a 5-star Saurus. I did some math and noticed that, okay, 5-star Saurus is enough to complete this event. I went all in. I want those prism crystals. I wanted that epic or legendary from the summon pool. And that just went really well. And then I also had an account that didn't have any of this material. So I didn't have a Lizardman that could complete even stage 1 of Spider. But on that tournament, hardly anyone did anything. So I ended up leveling 1 Saurus just enough so that I could do stage 1 of Spider, and I ended up grabbing 5th position and an ancient shard practically for free. So for some of these exotic tournaments, you can also look into, okay, well, maybe I can put in a little bit of effort in order to try to grab a placement reward, even though obviously winning one still probably requires quite a bit of effort. Then there's a bit of a special case, these arena tournaments, because all the arena tournaments are basically just an activity measure. As long as you log into the game often enough and check arena, you get a free refresh every 15 minutes, you will find teams that you can beat, and then you will be able to get points. So you're always going to get all the point rewards from an arena tournament if you log into the game enough, or if you remember just check arena enough. But the placement rewards, sometimes there is quite fierce battle over those, so they are never guaranteed. But I do check arena a little bit more often while there's a tournament going on with an arena. Fairly low effort, fairly low rewards, but those point rewards, they basically just come to you just by checking arena. And another bit of a special case, these Heroes Path events. Currently there is an Orcs Path event going when I'm making this video. So these Heroes Path events, these are big, expensive events. So first you want to check out how much effort does it take to reach the rewards. So for example, I make guide video for each one of these, so you can check that out. Whenever there's an event, I will make a guide, I will do all the math, and then you can see, okay, well, what does it really take? Because this is probably going to be a major effort. You need to have a lot of saved resources. If you just try to pursue it and you find midway that you're not going to get there, then that's going to feel bad. The top prizes in these are generally very good, but they're also really difficult to reach. It's about a lot of money or a lot of saved resources. So Heroes Path, even though it's just an individual event, good rewards, but so expensive that you really want to know first before you commit that you are able to do it if you want. So that was an overview of events in Raid, and hopefully this video helps you decide which events you want to pursue and which events you just skip. You just ignore them. It's like they don't even exist to you, and it's perfectly okay. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.